Good evening, groovy citizens, and happy winning Wednesday. So you guys, I am later than normal getting my video done. And as you can see, I don't have a whole lot of sunlight because, or I'll say daylight, because it's been raining all day. In fact, it's drizzling now. So I had to kind of, tiptoe to the car. I don't know why the heck we run and tiptoe like this to the car, like the water's not getting on us. But anyway, I said, you know what, maybe I'll just do this video tomorrow. Then another voice said, no, Michelle, get your butt outside and get it done today, because today is winning. So happy winning. I'm winning. Today is Wednesday. So happy winning Wednesday to each and every one of you. Now, because our daylight is leaving us quickly, we are going to jump right on into today's topic, which is God takes away pain. Now, I was watching a video a couple of days ago, and Bishop T.D. Jakes talked about this. So he mentioned this, and I thought, you know what, that is powerful. And I thought about it because there are so many people in this world that are hurting. And you and I have no idea who those people are a lot of times, because we see them and they look like you and I. They appear to be okay, but you have no idea what kind of pain they're dealing with. Some people, they're dealing with the pain of a lost relationship. Some people are dealing with the pain of the fact that we are now in the holiday season and their funds or finances are not where they had hoped they would be. Some people are dealing with the pain of job loss. Some people are dealing with the pain of having to go to a job that they just absolutely cannot stand. I mean, have you ever had one of those times where you said, Lord, thank you so much for giving me this job, but I absolutely hate it. But you are always cognizant of the fact that you need to thank God for it. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to seem ungrateful. But that's just how it is sometimes. But people are going through a lot of different pains. There's some people going through the pain of a loss. Someone that was a good person. His funeral was today, and unfortunately I could not make his funeral because I just could not emotionally, I couldn't get myself together to go. And I could sort of kind of feel a seizure coming on, and I didn't want that either. And so I said, well, you know what? Because the last thing I need to do is get out here and have a seizure, then I can't drive myself back home. So, like I said, sometimes things just happen. So Bishop T.D. Jakes says, crushing feels like death. The death of my ideas is a birthing place of his purpose. God works in crushing, and it pleased him to bruise him. It pleased God to bruise us, not because he's sadistic, not because we are what is this word? Yeah, I'm going to put it in the comments because I can't pronounce this word. But anyway, it means gratification from one's own pain or humiliation. It pleases him to bruise us because, get this, you guys, he knows that the end result will put us in a state where we can no longer ferment. Let that marinate. And so he says, where we can handle a setback, a disappointment. Now remember, he's putting us in a state where we can no longer ferment, right? Where we can handle a setback, a disappointment, where we can handle a hurt. See, wine doesn't spoil. It lasts for years and years and years in the dark, in the basement, in the cellar, because it's been through enough crushing, come on somebody, to endure time. And you can tell when a person has been crushed because they are survivors. So I want you to really think about that for a minute. If you know someone who has survived, I don't even have time to even try to run down a list, but if you know someone who has survived, yes I am, I'm gonna run down a list. Maybe they've survived cancer, maybe they've survived divorce, the loss of a loved one, having to uproot themselves and move someplace because of whatever reason. And people can survive a lot of things: the loss of a pet, the loss of a job, the starting of a new job, trying to get acclimated on a job. Maybe you have survived a bully, you know, or maybe you survived being the bully. I'm just saying. But anything that you have survived, it makes you that much, that means that you've been crushed. Come on now, because I can take a thing or two about being crushed, but we're going to move on. So I came up with 8 ways to come out on top after a setback. We're going to go through these and I'm going to bid you all good day. So number 1, I said, learn from your mistakes. You must acknowledge the role that you played in your setback and then learn from what happened so you don't repeat it again. I always tell people this: whenever there is a setback, regardless of what it is, who's involved, we, meaning you and I, played a role in that setback. Sometimes it's a minor role, sometimes it's a medium-sized role, and other times it's the leading role. But we all played a role in that setback. And like I said, I don't have time to really unpack this whole how you play a role in your setback, but let me just give you a quick example. So if you are in a relationship, okay, let's say you're in a relationship and your man or your woman decides, you know what, I'm done. I don't want to be in this relationship anymore. And, excuse me, they decide to leave. And the first thing you want to do, or first thing I should say we want to do, is point the finger. And they left me and they don't care and this, that, and the third. Well, guess what? They gave you indicators along the way that they were tired. They were tired of you ignoring them. They were tired of you taking them for granted. They were tired of you mistreating them, be it physically or verbally. They gave you some clues, and we're talking Blues Clues, okay? Y'all know that show because that's one of my favorite shows. Don't judge me because I don't judge you. But they gave you some clues along the way that they weren't happy. And they might have even said, get it together or I'm out. And you thought, oh, they're not going to leave me. And guess what? They could show you better than they can tell you. Because I tell people quick, I can show you better than I can tell you. Because what I will not do is sit and argue with anybody. When I'm done, I'm done. I've given you forewarning. You chose not to change your behavior or whatever it was that you were doing. So I'm out. And that happens all the time. Number 2, expect setbacks. So setbacks are a part of the journey, especially when you are reaching for something bigger than what you currently have. So make sure you don't fall prey to the mindset of the why me. See, now here's what I'm not saying. I'm not saying sit around looking at your watch going, okay, it's 4:24. All right, I'm expecting a setback at 4:30. I'm not telling you to do that. What I'm saying is expect it. Because it's possible. Anytime you're trying to do better than what you're doing right now, you are going to experience setbacks. You're going to experience setbacks when you're trying to get that business off the ground. You're going to experience setbacks when you're trying to get that podcast off the ground, that YouTube channel, that relationship, whatever it is. Always expect setbacks because they happen. That is just a part of the journey. You are no different than I am, and I'm no different than anybody else. We all will have setbacks. Okay. Number 3, give yourself some time. So in order to overcome your setback, you have to have patience. The key is to stay positive, remain patient, and don't dwell on your issue in a negative way. So here's something that I've noticed about people. A lot of times people will experience a setback, and once the setback happens, they want to, boom, hit the ground running and keep going and act like it didn't happen. Well, you have to give yourself some time. I think that's why a lot of times people mess up when one relationship doesn't work. And so they don't give themselves enough time before they go jumping into another relationship. So it's like, okay, your relationship with person A didn't work. So your mindset says, okay, well, you know what? And some people just have to be in a relationship. That's a whole nother video for a whole nother time. And so they say, okay, well, this Relationship A didn't work out. So, okay, a week goes by. You meet Craig at the mall, or you meet Gina at the mall, and you exchange numbers. Y'all get to talking, and all of a sudden, bam, you in a whole new relationship. It's like, okay, but you only gave yourself a week to heal from that last relationship. How you jumping into a whole new relationship when your last one just ended a week ago? You didn't allow yourself time to process that loss before you jumped into something else. So give yourself some time. Number 4, set a time limit on how long you will be disappointed. Now, I'm not saying that you can't be disappointed, because that's a part of life, but you need to set a time limit. You need to set your alarm. Your mental alarm, you can write it down in your journal, doesn't matter. But you need to set some time on how long you are going to be disappointed. You say, okay, you know what? I'm going to allow myself 1 whole month to be in this funky mood. Now, you're not taking it out on other people, but you're going to give yourself 1 month to sit in your house, wallow around, and just, you know, feel, you know what I'm talking about, for 1 month, and then I'm going to pick myself up and I'm going to move on. So I said it's normal to be disappointed, but you can't let your disappointment drag on forever. Put a time limit on how long you're going to be down. I mean, I say that because sometimes people get disappointed. They are going through some stuff, and a whole year goes by, and they are still in this funky mood about this situation. Baby, you got to let that go. You have got to let that thing go, because I promise you, whatever it is that has got you down, that person, that place, or that thing, they done moved on and forgot all about you. So don't just sit and wallow in self-pity forever and a day. Give yourself some time, pick yourself back up, dust yourself off, and keep it moving. Number 5, manage your inner voice. And I call that the self-talk. So your inner voice will either make you or it's going to break you. 2 things: it's going to make you or it's going to break you. So be careful of what you think. Instead of dwelling on what went wrong, think about the good stuff. Okay? Like I said, your inner talk, that voice that tells you what to do, what not to do, how to feel, all that good stuff, if you don't get a hold on it, it's going to make you or it's going to break you. Period. End of sentence. And there's no 2 ways about that. So you get to decide how long you're going to be in a funky mood. You tell yourself, and that's the other thing. Let me say this, I'm going to move on. That's the other problem that I find with people. You sometimes make the situation worse because you choose to beat yourself up when you really don't need to. Yes, as I talked about in the beginning, we all played a part in that setback. However, and sometimes I forgot to mention too, your setback could just be that you haven't done all that you were supposed to do. Or maybe you need to do a little bit more so that you can be ready for that job or to be qualified for whatever that thing is that you're trying to do. But I digress. So with your self-talk, that inner voice, make it positive. Make it positive. You say to yourself, okay, that relationship didn't work out, but you know what? I know that God's got something better for me. That job didn't work out, or I didn't get selected for that job that I wanted, but it's all right because I know that God's going to open up some other doors for me. Or he knows something that I don't know. He's heard conversations that I wasn't privy to, and he knows that's just not the best place for me. So, like I said, that self-talk, honey, is going to either make you or break you. Number 6, find a way to prosper no matter what. Nelson Mandela once said, I never lose. I either win or I learn. So instead of focusing on what you can't do, focus on how you can use your existing strengths to your advantage. That needs no explanation. Find a way to prosper no matter what. Number 7, find support. And in parentheses, I said, if you need it. So if you don't have to go through, you don't have to go through your issue or issues alone. Talk to someone you know, love, and trust. And I mean, you have to have all 3, okay? You can also reach out to your mentor or your coach. If you're dealing with something heavy and it's just weighing on you, because we have too many people that decide to take their lives because they're going through something heavy and they don't have anybody, or they think they don't have anyone to talk to. If you know a good person, a family member, like I said, it has to be somebody that you know, love, and trust. I am so thankful that I have people in my life that I know I can talk to, and I don't have to worry about them spreading my business to everybody. And they know the same with me. So find that person. And if you don't have that person in your life, get you a coach. Get you a mentor. I'm a certified life coach. If you ever need to reach out and just talk to me, please feel free to do that. Please feel free to do that, because I don't ever want anybody to feel like they have to suffer in silence, because you don't. You do not have to suffer in silence. And lastly, number 8, take the necessary action or actions. So I said the first step is often the hardest, and it is, but it is one thing you have to do. If you want to get over that hump, you can, I can't even read my own writing. You can something out all this, you can write out all the steps that you want. But if you don't take the necessary action or actions, you won't get past where you are. So in a nutshell, what I'm saying is that you've got to take the first step. The first step is actually having some action. You can write in your journal all you want to. You can say, okay, I'm going to do A, B, C, X, Y, Z, this, that, and the third. But if you don't take the time to take the necessary steps, then guess what? You're not going to go anywhere. You're going to sit just like I am right here in this car. I'm just going to sit here until I put this car in drive, put my foot on the brake, then pull it in drive. I'm not going to go anywhere. So I've got to take necessary steps in order to get where I need to be. So, yep, so that was that for that. And then your takeaway is this. This is the best time to write in your journal. It will help you get things off your chest and start to heal. But whatever it is that you're going through, I just want you to know that I wish you all the best. Do you understand what I'm saying? So, like I said, the last number 8 was take the necessary actions. So write in your journal, write down what you need to do in order to heal. Write down the necessary steps that you need to take, the people you need to talk to, the folks you need to let go of, be it physically and or mentally. Write all of that stuff down in your journal and then start to take action. You take each line item one thing at a time. Do it, you check it off. But until you, until you actually take the time to start to move, you are not going to heal. Because all you've done is, you see I have 1 and 2 on this card. All you've done is created line items, but you haven't actually done anything. So I want you to get to a place where you can now say, all right, I've had my downtime. I'm ready to start healing. Let me go to my list and see what it is that I need to do. Because until I take the necessary steps, I'm not going to go anyplace. I'm going to stay right where I am. And that's what we don't want. We want you to heal. We want you to move on and become a better person. Y'all, that's it. That's my time. If you're new to watch my videos, I want to say welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. If this is not your first rodeo, I want to say welcome back. Y'all know I miss you and I don't get a chance to see you. Go out there, enjoy the rest of your evening. I don't know about you all, but I'm going to go in this house, upload this video, and then I am going to just relax and chill for the rest of the evening. I hate when this lady gets so close to my truck, y'all. I'm trying to tell you, if she ever scrapes my stuff, it's going on. Talk about taking action. Oh, it's going to be some action out here in the street, but I digress. Enjoy the rest of your evening. And what was I going to say? Well, to sit back and relax and chill. I found a Christmas movie that I want to look at. So I'm going to watch a couple Christmas movies before I go to bed. And excuse me, I can't stop yawning. Sorry, excuse me. Oh, real quick. I don't normally do vlogs on Thursdays, but I want you all to tune in tomorrow because I have a special vlog that I'm going to do for you. I happened to check my email, and do you all know that it has been 1 year since I started doing my podcast? Well, you know, when you do your podcast on the Anchor platform, it's also shared through other platforms. So Spotify sent me this beautiful presentation congratulating me for having started my podcast 1 year ago today, and I am so excited, you guys. Super excited about that. So I'm going to do a special vlog tomorrow where I talk about, or give you all the stats on, you know, my numbers, how well I did, my top 10 podcast topics, you know, where it's being viewed, how many viewing hours, all that kind of great stuff. So please make sure you all tune in tomorrow and check that out. Other than that, that's it, you guys. Y'all know the drill. You know the spiel. I love you all to the moon and back. Nothing you can do about it. Absolutely nothing you can do about it, because I'm going to love you no matter what. I'm always going to be here to push you, to encourage you, to let you know that I do love you. Because I'm going to tell you something. It's a sad world that we live in when you have even one person that never hears anybody say, I'm happy for you. I'm proud of you. I love you. It's so sad. And I've made it my business to make sure that you never, ever, ever have to feel that way. That I will always be here to tell you that I love you. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I want you to succeed. I was gonna say, what the heck is he doing? I truly want each and every one of you to succeed. So go out there, continue to be the amazing people that I know you are. And tomorrow is December the 1st. So I want you all to make sure that you are getting yourself prepared for the last month in the 3rd quarter. I have to do that video too. I'll probably do that over the weekend. Anyway, getting yourself prepared for the last month in the 4th quarter of the year, because I want you to end the year strong. I know you can do it. I know you can do it. So again, I love you all, and I'll talk to you again on tomorrow. Until then, take care.